Yeah, we are now at 1,000 subscribers. And that happened like within like 5 days, maybe a week or a little more, a little over that. But that's still fast, quick, and like I was saying in my last introduction, uh, like everything I'll talk about is Sacramento history, and it's all public information. This ain't nothing that nobody don't know within our city, and this is not nothing that can get me arrested, that can get anybody else arrested, and that's all I really even gotta say about that. But I want to talk about like the importance right now of the Gucci versus Jeezy. Like that's really important. That's really big because these is, we all know these is like two individuals that was beefing for like maybe 10 plus years. Not maybe, but they've been beefing for 10 plus years. And we all know the story like behind that. You know, we all know the story behind that. And like, this ain't no clout chasing shit. Cause these niggas is rich. Like they don't need shit. So like they really wants to holler, FaceTime, whatever, and put like they differences aside, or and just for the culture. So that's a big moment in history. Like, and hopefully like niggas in our inner city and rappers through the Bay, through California and shit could learn from that. Cause like a lot of niggas rap beefing and shit like that, and nobody was even hurt. And these niggas like, nigga, it ain't been somebody, it's somebody dead right now behind this shit. RP to that man. It's somebody dead behind that shit. And they still, after 10 plus years, is going to be in the same room at the same time. That's big. And I want to speak about his diss record. Like, not too much. I just want to touch on it because this is something that probably y'all ain't thinking about right now. But we all know that Gucci made a diss song called The Truth. And that might have been like 2009, 10, maybe earlier than that. But, or later than that. But I want to talk about that because, like, if you know, then you know that Mozzy made a diss song called The Truth. So that just goes and show the influence that Gucci has. And I fuck with Gucci and Jeezy both. But that just goes to show the influence that Gucci has. Mozzy made a diss song called The Truth. So if it wasn't for Gucci, that's Mozzy's song would have not been called The Truth. He would have still probably made a diss song, but it wouldn't have been called The Truth. And that's a lot, and that's something that a lot of people probably don't even know, ain't even thinking of right now. So that's big right now. So that's a big thing. That's iconic for real in the culture of hip hop, and just like, you know, for the rappers to come, just to like, should learn from this shit. And then on top of that, you know, his like opposing side, the rapper named Licks, made a song called The Truth too. So he wouldn't even made that song. So and on their side they was playing his song, and on this side they was playing Mozzy's song. So everybody in Sacramento know about The Truth, but the younger crowd might not even know about Gucci The Truth. But now you know if you listening. So that's really big. But besides all that, I want to get into like Shooter Gang JoJo. Like, we know of each other and shit like that. Been seeing each other a few times and shit, but I want to talk about him because like it's not too many like people talking about him, probably as far as his homies, but like this could be another example because like that nigga was like big, like he still got a name, like he forever gonna have a household name. But like 2 years ago, which I think he got locked up, but I know 2 years ago he dropped a song called Fresh Out. And that shit at 9 million views right now. And that was big. Like, I didn't just I'm not gonna sit there and act like I was just listening to his music every day. But he one of them rappers, like when you hitting corners and shit, you hear that. Like females pulling up on the side, slapping that shit. Niggas driving down the street, slapping that shit. Like, damn, okay. And that type of shit make you go check that shit out. Like, cause everybody got their own group of rappers that they listen to. You feel me? And And, you know, I listen to a little bit of everybody and shit. But that's what made me catch on to that song. Because it was just all over the place. Like, damn, this nigga going crazy. And he just really go crazy. You feel me? He got albums out and shit that he dropped before he was locked up. And I think one after he's locked up called Free Jody or something. But I just want to shed light on, like, his situation. Because he was another nigga that was, like, an up-and-coming rapper that was, like, big, like, fast, like, and he had his own little style, so I could see why people gravitated to his shit. He had his own style, and he was, like, in his own lane. He was at the forefront of the Shooter Gang rap, like, music in a group. He was the forefront of it. He was the face of it at that time, up until when he got locked up and shit. And he got a lot of time, and he's locked up in Oregon DOC, and, like, I know he thinking of, like, what he could have done different and shit, but he was just, like, you know, niggas just young. Like, I think it was just a point, like, he had the fame, but I don't think, like, the money was, like, just there yet. And sometimes we grow impatient, and, like, we still gotta live outside of music and entertainment, whatever we do, until it actually pays our bills. Cause he had kids and shit, and, you know, sometimes we just get caught up. So Free Jody, like, I'm gonna put his information in the description. So if y'all wanna send him money, like anything, food and shit, then you should do so. Cause, you know, if that's what you wanna do, cause he a big part of, like, the younger generation of rap. And I think, like, a lot of the fans it's like, you know, new rappers come every day, so people could, like, I know they go back and listen to his shit, but, like, people could forget about people. Out of sight, out of mind, and that's really true. So Free Jody. And, you know, I want to talk about my other brother, little brother that's incarcerated, named Keymontae Lindsey. And, like, he ain't no rapper or none of that shit. And he might be when he get out, but he my young little brother, you know, that's locked up due to this. Like, really, he's an innocent man. He was just a juvenile, and he was caught up in some shit, you know, around JJ Clavo, R.I.P. to him, the football player that, you know, that was up and coming, and, you know, it was a big story in Sacramento. If you go look that up, like, that was headlining everywhere. And, like, his case had a lot of politics to do with it. And they was trying to give him life for that shit. But he was a juvenile, just a young juvenile. And he did a couple years in juvenile before he actually went to county. And, but they still charged. But at this point, the laws changed, and he was charged as a juvenile. So he will be getting out soon, and it's like, I just want to shed light on that, because it's like young niggas that just shed light on the younger generation. Like, you know, we make mistakes. We all can make mistakes. Like, he was in the streets, you feel me? And he's an innocent man in my eyes, and he was in the streets. And, you know, sometimes you get caught up around other shit, around being around people, and, you know, they got to put the blame on somebody sometimes. Like, that's just how the jail politics work. And I was kind of in the same situation before, so I know, like, what he been through. And I'm not a nigga just talking about it. Like, I been to his trial, and I know his mom. We talk. I send money to my homie. You feel me? Cause I know how I feel to be locked up, and he young, and niggas don't think you don't function as a man yet, and he loved me for it. You feel me? So, like, and I'm gonna put his information in the description, cause y'all could tap in with him too and show him some love. That's my little homie, and, you know, we all can just encourage him, you know, and just show him that, you know, motherfuckers can do better in time to come. You know, motherfuckers grow up and want to be a better person. He got another second chance. That was by the grace of God. But yeah, man, I'm just Keeping it a little short. This is like my second 10-minute video, but more to come. Gang.